And there we are. Everything is working, it seems. Yeah, all good. Welcome. My name is Ike. This is Switzerland.playit with the angry game news. Tagging. Um, every day from Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. I'm just going to talk a little bit about the game world and pop culture, mainly TV shows and movies. Insert some of those news in here too. And see where are we heading to, right? Thank you, FP, for the buck. As a labeled Nintendo fanboy, I disagree with the thumbnail, and I actually do care about Sony. I care so much that I bought a PS5 Pro last night so I can play Death Stranding 2 instead of a Switch or both. Nah, I'm not going to waste money. For me, it's a waste. I'm going to wait for Death Stranding till it's going to be on sales. Death Stranding 2. For PC at one point. I'm not a zealot, so who cares really? But you are the exemptions of the rules, FP. Nintendo fanboys usually don't care about Sony or Xbox, Microsoft. Oh, reminds me of the good old days. Sega, the good old fight. Oh, ouch, my junk. We had yesterday the state of play by Sony. And I just feel like they timed that because of the Switch release yesterday. And it was probably a smart decision because we are talking about it today. We talked a lot about the Switch, and we have some Switch news too. Speaking of all the news, down in the video description is a big box with all the contacts, with a donation link, with support links, and all of the news I have listed here. So you can read them to your pacing pleasure. State of play yesterday, I haven't watched the whole thing. I don't care that much about Sony either. I just saw like some things of it that are of interest for me personally, and I hope for many others too. So it went on for a few hours, I think. Like I said, I haven't watched the whole thing. But we have some news of it we want to take a look-see. First thing first. Ghost of Yotai got a little mentioning. It's going to get a bigger trailer gameplay thing next month or almost next month. We got a little glimpse of what it is about and that this actress, or not actress, the protagonist in the game, what was her name? Atsu, has a companion, and it's a wolf. Let's watch the little short clip here, and then we can talk about the article. It's in my opinion, a cringe fest, and I'm gonna come to that in a second.
You're still with me?
Ooh. Coming in July. PlayStation. There we had it. And the article just talks what we pretty much see. PlayStation has announced that it will hold a Ghost of Yotai gameplay deep dive state of play next month. It did so at the end of the quick cinematic trailer for the game shown during today's state of play showcase. During the cinematic trailer, we see the protagonist Atsu overlooking a village, talking to someone. A few seconds later, she asks that a person if they're ready. And we learn she was talking to a fearsome wolf, blah, blah, blah. They're trying hard. And I don't think it's going to be a success. At least for me, it's not going to be a success. I think they destroyed with that game, like the franchise already. Ghost of Tsushima, amazing. Fucking amazing. Played it, not on stream. Maybe I will one day, who knows. But I made a video like 8 months ago when it was first announced, and we saw like the first the announcement trailer. And yeah, go watch it. Like I said, the links are all down below. And I called it in the thumbnail, I'm a retard and a gender fluid. And it talks about who is represented in this game, and the main actors and voice actor, the actress. I don't know if it's he, him, she, her, they, them. We all don't need to care though. I'm talking in this video about it, so go watch it if you want, if you haven't yet, and leave it a like. Oh, you got 3 dislikes. How dare you? Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. The whole game plays a few centuries later instead of the Ghost of Tsushima era. And we got strong female, who we now learn has this companion, this strong and independent woman who needs no man, needs supposedly a wolf, I guess. Yeah, that's it. I'm not very pleased with it, but yeah, we're gonna learn more next month in July at one point. So that was the bad news at the beginning, some of the bad news. How about some good news? And I don't want to talk too much about this here, but just watch with you the trailer of this. I think it's goodness. I think this one is going to be good. It looks pretty nice. It has, of course, a lot of DEI stuff included, like many people of color might be according to reality in London these days, you know. But yeah, doesn't matter. The game, what we got with this announcement trailer, seems to be, or might be fun. It takes a look-see.
His parents cut their own rope to save him. He watched them fall, then found his way off that mountain. He was 11 years old.
He then started a grand tour of every major boarding school in Britain.
Always at the top of his class.
Always at odds with authority. Same thing in the Navy.
His superiors.
I'm not gonna play it through like that. I might get hit on YouTube. Speaking of that, every platform I'm streaming on is Rumble, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. So we see like those two guys talking about our main
all praise his instincts.
character.
All in need of early retirement. Nobody knows what to do with him, Mom.
No, and I suspect he feels the same
Come on,
way.
fuck off.
But what he did in Iceland.
What he did in Iceland was insubordination. It was ill-disciplined, utterly reckless.
So I don't know the actors' names here. Doesn't matter.
One good reason to put him in the program, Mom.
I think you just covered them all, Greenway. It's really quite simple. Bond
Oh, and you're
is a bullet without a target. Let's give him one.
A white James Bond? Holy shit!
Do you have an appointment?
The name's Bond.
James Bond. He's with me.
And you are? Don't think we've had the pleasure.
I can tell already. This chick, if it's a chick. Man, these days you just fucking don't know, right? Is for sure interested only in other chicks.
Now let's not get ahead of ourselves, James.
Oh, you Folsom?
Oh, you shouldn't have.
We're facing a situation of the utmost delicacy. I need all my pieces on the board.
009 is a master manipulator. Whatever the end game
So the game
he
looks-
won't see it coming.
The game looks a lot like Hitman, the Hitman series, the newer ones mainly. I think it looks good. I think so far what we got here in this announcement trailer looks very good, actually. The music in the trailer, very good selection there.
Jet lag gets me every time.
She's not your friend, Bond. She's an asset.
With respect, Mom.
Modern day garbage.
Hell with that.
Nah, I don't agree with that. I mean, it's an announcement trailer, so we don't know yet. The music, man, though. Very old schoolish James Bond theme.
Tell me, what do you do, James? Lately, headhunting.
Like a young Tom Cruise, only taller. Then he turns around at the end there, just like in James Bond movies. I don't know, man.
I suppose this is another teachable moment.
Might be a very fucking big hit, though. Might be a very fucking big hit. There you have it. First Light, James Bond. I'm looking forward to this one. Of all I've seen from this State of Play, PS5 State of Play, this one is the most interesting for me. How you feel about that? I mean, Folsom doesn't feel too much about it. This game looks like modern day garbage. Can't even let James Bond finish his line. The chick has to interrupt and finish it for him. Yeah. I don't know if that's maybe just British humor. I would need to rewatch older James Bond movies to see the interaction with the characters there, but I'm not too concerned about such little stuff, to be honest. It might be horrible. We're gonna see in the future, right? We're gonna see in the future. I need some coffee. I will get some coffee. And this didn't have, I think, any connection actually with the State of Play, but I found it interesting on the PlayStation blog. Introducing Project Defiant, the first wireless fight stick designed by Sony Interactive Entertainment for PS5 and PC. So it's just a fighting stick, and we got like some other fighting games in the State of Play, so maybe there's a nice connection done here. And I wanted just to show it to everybody. Like hardware-wise, it looks sleek and nice and clean, you know. Some little hardware news here. A little bit super loud here. What the fuck, man? Of course, according to the PS5 design, right? Those round, sleek, thin lines. It looks good, but also if you take a little closer look, especially on the side here, I don't know if I can zoom in so you see it well enough. Very plasticky too, you know. Overall it looks nice, but it looks very plasticky. Just like the PS5 console, though, it looks very plasticky, doesn't it? But I hope he has fun with his new console. He got it yesterday, he told us. For Death Stranding 2, yeah. So for fighting fans, might be a really nice solution, because usually PlayStation hardware, like controllers and original hardware like that, usually very high quality despite the plasticky look. They can withstand decades of abuse in some cases. If you have like a original DualShock controller from PS1, the chances are super high they're still working perfectly fine, actually. So that might be high quality too. Just wanted to point that out. It comes in with a case which protects like the stick. The stick you can take it off, but well, it's I think better. So it's not gonna change like the direction or have a drift in it after a while. I think for fighting fans, a very good addition to the hardware library. Bethesda news. Who doesn't like Bethesda? I don't care for them. Their games are usually fun, but yeah, it's Bethesda, right? Not sure if you caught this, but Marvel is gonna actually make Black Panther a white guy. I caught that, but I'm not into big comic news here. I don't own any comics. The only manga I have is Akira, and that's pretty much it. But yes, I saw that. That guy's name is Katana, and he's white. That's blonde and white. Gonna hurt probably some people's feelings. I don't care. Race swapping from a black dude to a white dude seems like a more retarded thing, especially because of Black Panther and it's Wakanda. It's pretty much only black people there, and they are like a very isolated state in the Marvel universe. So yeah, I don't know what they were thinking, but comic fans might love it. Who knows? Anyway, Bethesda finally reveals the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered's first patch, but performance improvements will have to wait until patch 2. Okay, Bethesda has released details of Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion's Remastered's first post-launch patch, which is available today, June 5th, in Steam beta form before the release across all platforms on June 11th. Which is interesting, because Bethesda was bought up by Microsoft. So you would think not Steam would be the first place to put in the patch, but on the platform Xbox, right? But yeah, interesting. It's the patch called 1.1, and down here you have the whole list of improvements and what was fixed and all that. Performance improvements wise, that's gonna have to wait for us. There was one part I wanted to just get a little glimpse to it. This one, I think, yeah, why didn't I mark it? How does this manifest itself in game? According to DF, Digital Foundry, a charged playthrough with more continuous playtime behind it, performance worse than a fresh boot. Cycling through saves also introduced bugs into charged playthrough. Morgan revealed. Morgan is the CEO, or I think one of the guys of Digital Foundry. And this is particularly curious. This also leads to the camera position being too high while riding horseback. You can fix this by resetting the game. Morgan talks here about mainly that the game has big problems performance-wise. It seems to have a memory leak, maybe, according to him, and the performance patch has to wait, and maybe it will be fixed then the whole game, or not. We have to wait for the second patch after launch. But we got now some bugs fixed. Let's see how it goes. I own the original on GOG. I never played it through Oblivion, but yeah, we got many fans of this IP, and many bought the remastered version here. So I think it's worth to mention this news. You got a patch, especially when you have it on Steam. You can already patch it. The rest of you will have to wait a few more days, 6 days to the 11th of June. Hoi Godzilla. Are you going to uninstall GOG and give back all your games because their mods are faggots? No. If you have listened yesterday to the news, I told about that last year they did the same. Last year, actually, all other companies I checked, Steam didn't do it. Epic Store didn't do it. Microsoft, I don't remember Microsoft if I checked that. Ubisoft did not do it, this Pride Month stuff, but GOG did it last year too. So I'm not gonna give it back, mainly because I put in some money in my wallet there just to buy games, and what can you say, man? Their library is still nice, and all the DRM-free stuff I still enjoy a lot, but I pointed it out on my X. I posted to them, what the fuck is going on with you? What's wrong with you? Haven't got any replies or reaction of that kind. We can be angry. No, I got a little bit angry with your tie, the news of your tie. More angry news that make me angry? Maybe. This news doesn't make me angry here. Welcome back, FP. The first Wicked for Good trailer doesn't feature the new songs, but it has already made me cry. Not me. This Molly Edwards, the writer of that crap. So we got just a trailer of Wicked. I think it's worth to point out that we got a new trailer for the sequel of Wicked. If you are a fag and you love musicals, this is for fucking you. What can I say? It's just funny that this writer got the first trailer for Wicked for Good has arrived, and it's serious tearjerker. If you are maybe a chick and gay, sure, but everybody else, eh. It got a lot of success, the first part, Wicked. So that's why it's worth mentioning that we will get the second part soon enough. I think in December, if I'm not too wrong here. Forgot. Doesn't matter really. Oh no, November, a little bit earlier. November, late November. So if you can't wait for it, go watch a trailer. Day in and day out. FP with a gifted for Folsom. Why Folsom? Folsom is new. Should have gotten maybe Ouch My Junk or Godzilla. Or wait, Neuro has still his old gifted. Thank you a lot, FP. Much appreciated. It doesn't highlight it. It doesn't. The Social Ninja streamer has not yet implemented the gifted stuff, unfortunately. But much appreciated, buddy. And we got a Dear Sarge in the chat. He woke just up. I heard he has to go early on, or more usual early than he wakes up. Because he sleeps till 9 a.m.-ish, his time, Arizona, which is now Pacific, right? The same as Pacific, as far as I remember. He has to go to the dentist. Is he scared of the dentist? Who knows? Yeah, go watch the Wicked new trailer. I think it's important that we know what's going on with the faggot stuff. And even non-faggot, many of them like it, supposedly the music part in the first movie. I think if you liked musicals in general, you are a little bit fag. Maybe like not like taking the whole dick in your mouth fag, but a little bit maybe like, yeah, I might touch a dick here and there, like the crotch of some other dudes, just by accident. Of course, when you have the clothes on. People. Nintendo Switch 2 controller patent points to sequel for million-selling game, fans believe. A fresh patent for a new Nintendo game controller has set tongue wagging that a Ring of Fit adventure sequel is on the way for Switch 2. The patent dug up the appropriately named Nintendo Patent Watch, was filed at the end of May 2025 and published online publicly this week, albeit with all of its images currently redacted. I don't know why you would redact that stuff. If it's a patent, if you fill it in, it should be public for everybody at that point. I guess only if it's accepted by the patent office, maybe something like that. So it might have not been accepted yet. But if it's going to be accepted, it should be publicly available to see what it's about, most likely. And at that point, they got the patent and they got all the rights. So if somebody copies it, you can sue them and get all the money and all that shit. So we're going to wait. I didn't know about the Ring Fit Adventure, the first one. So I linked it too. And it was like this just a wheel that you attach your Joy-Cons on it. And supposedly it was a big hit. I never seen that thing. But can I make it bigger so you see it? Yeah, here. So you have this ring and put the Joy-Con on it, and it has maybe like a sensor in it, and you play like that. Interesting for sure, like the Wii Fit stuff. You know, speaking of Wii Fit, we come back to that a little bit later on. So fans believe a new Ring Fit Adventure sequel will be coming because of this patent. Might not. We have to wait. Dentist isn't bad until it's time to pay. Yeah, they are usually not very cheap. 9. He sleeps until 9. Yeah, about 9. Sometimes a little bit longer. Sometimes his wife wakes up earlier. Sometimes he wakes up earlier than he's quiet. He doesn't want to wake up his grumpy old lady there, and makes coffee for her, prepares it and all that. Otherwise, he might bite his dick off at night. Who knows? That's a lot of dick talk. And you love it, Sarge. The Switch 2 controller will have a slot inserted your microshaft. Lucky I have a normal-sized shaft, not a micro one. We talked a little bit about yesterday about Bloomhouse. And yeah, we got another news about Bloomhouse, and let's take a look-see. Bloomhouse has heard your complaints that Five Nights at Freddy's lacked blood and wasn't scary enough. Promises it's going to fix that for the sequel. I already told my viewers I liked the Five Nights at Freddy's, the movie. I found it very okay. It was not super scary, but it was very well done. And you see the quality and you see that money was put in. Still, horror movies are usually cheap, but they made a lot of money back. And we're going to check the numbers in a short here. Five Nights at Freddy's proved to be smash hit at the box office, but wasn't perfect. Fans of the horror franchise frequently pointed towards the slightly more tame taste for blood and the reining in of its iconic jump scares as areas of improvement. But don't worry, Blumhouse has those audience's members in mind for the return to Freddy's Fazbear's. Yeah, and he talks here about that he looking forward to helping making it more gory, more bloody, more scary in the sequel. And my notes just vanished. It doesn't save the notes, I guess. I just changed this plugin yesterday, but whatever. And I found it just interesting the numbers what the first movie did. Based on the horror series that became a viral YouTube sensation in the mid-2010s, the original Five Nights at Freddy's movie grossed $300 million from a modest $20 million budget, US dollars that is. And you just, whatever it grossed in the box office, you just make like half of it, and that's what the studios usually, or the publisher gets, right? Very roughly. So 150 million US dollars for the producers. That's a lot, like 7 times more than they invested in making the movie. So it's a fucking big success. Disney movies, Warner Bros. Movies can just dream of those big, like multiple times of their investment returns. So horror movies, easier to produce, cheaper, and usually the returns are bigger, usually. You have sometimes horror movies that don't do very well. Blumhouse has become a name in this genre, so they will do a good job with the sequel. I'm pretty sure about that. If you haven't seen the first one, go check it out. Five Nights at Freddy's. I think it's worth to watch it at least once. So the sequel will be more bloody and more scary. Why do I have this one open twice? Fuck off. I'm not a Minecraft fan, but I think it's necessary to cover that stuff because we got a lot of Minecraft players out there, young and adults. And we have our good old Admiral Smoothrod, who plays Minecraft a lot, and it's for him. This news might be for him. Who knows? Millhouse? Not Millhouse. Bloomhouse. There was a Como in my town named Fred, so the little is scary enough. Going to lurk and get cleaned up out the door. Do that. He's gonna get fresh for his dentist. Is he going to the dentist? We know that the Sarge visits sometimes like the Turkish bathhouses and tells his wife he's going to buy cigars and stuff. Maybe it's just another cover. We never know. A Minecraft speedrunner nearly smashed a world record by 1 whole minute. Then an Enderman ruined everything. This is the most depressing thing I've ever seen in my life. Must be a young guy. And you have the video here of his almost world-breaking speedrun under 7 minutes, something like that, which seems to be like amazing, whatever. I mean, I installed Minecraft at one point in my life, but I never played more than, I think, 5 minutes or so. So I have no idea what he means with Enderman. It seems to be like a monster that just appears and will kill you if you don't pay attention and all that. And he built everything. He made it with his group, like this whole portal building to get to the Ender Dragon and then to roll the credits, whatever, right? And just before the credits rolled, he was killed by one of those Endermans. I know it's very dramatic how I explained it, but some people might find it interesting. I'm just saying, a lot of people play this game. A lot of people might feel for this. What is his name? Sky Crab 1. So there you go. If you want to feel with him, the link is down below. Games Radar article with a little video attached to it. The whole happening in it. I don't care too much, but we need to cover news that involves a lot of people, right? Oh, Eden. Our Aussie is in the chat. That's a news I care more for. Not too much because I didn't play the original, but anyway. Final Fantasy XVI creative director is leading Final Fantasy Tactics remaster, almost 30 years after working on the original JRPG at the start of his career. Which is cool, right? Back then it was Squaresoft. And he made like the original, or he was involved with the original. And now he's going to work on the remaster. And stuff like that always is good, in my opinion, because most likely you will get the same experience just with updated graphics, mechanics, improvements that make your life easier in that matter, right? So usually you get like a better experience with a remaster when the original team was involved. Developers who made Final Fantasy Tactics 3 whole decades ago are back to work on the Ivalice Chronicles, a remastered version of the classic strategy or JRPG. At yesterday's State of Play, Square Enix finally put the rumors to rest and revealed Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles, which bundles the original game as it was alongside an enhanced version that features full voice acting, revamped menus, extra scenes, and more. I hope the textures also get a little bit better, but that's I think the best part of full voice acting, just to make it more interactive. So you can, as a viewer, maybe on a stream, you can just listen to it and don't need to read everything, every little text and all that. I think that's the biggest improvement, and it's gonna be a success. I'm pretty sure. Never played the original, but yeah. Oh, look here! It got the marking. It saved it. Almost 30 years have passed since then, and I now find myself working on Final Fantasy Tactics once again as the director. Mahiro says, I feel that what we have created together is worthy of being called the quintessential version of Final Fantasy Tactics. Yeah, and I hope everybody who played the original is gonna hopefully get it for not like full price, hopefully a little cheaper there. We don't have price numbers here, but you get like the original with it. So that's a good deal if you're a Final Fantasy Tactics fan or Final Fantasy fan in general. Hopefully they have success. We are almost done already today. I'm going through. I'm speeding through a little bit here. The aubergine by Eden again. I think I'm getting drilled on the opposite end. I don't think it. I'm pretty sure. And I don't want to imagine that. It's not like I care what you put in your back end there. Sounds like you're seeing the wrong kind of doctor. He's gonna get drilled. He's gonna get drilled. On which end? Only him knows. Anything else I missed in the chat? Chat is a little bit quieter than usual. Like yesterday. Because we started this thing, this week, pretty much on Sunday, the first episode. The Angry Game News tagging every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. I'm talking about news in gaming, a little bit news in TV and movies. And if you join me, use the chat to your full advantage. Use all the emotes, follow the channel. That would be the best thing to do, to follow the channel, to let it grow and maybe make it more interesting. The more people chat, the more interesting it might be for the people who watch while being interactive in the chat with others. That's what it's about in streaming, actually. Almost there at the final here. Superman. We talked a lot about Superman already the whole week, pretty much. Every day we got a little bit something about Superman. And I think I want to this movie to succeed, but on the other hand, I think James Gunn is a little bit too full of himself. And the whole movie so far, what we have seen, looks extremely cheap, very CW-like, very teeny TV show-like. And some CW shows are okay. I loved, for example, the first 2 seasons of the Flash. And others love what is the Arrow show called? Is it just Arrow? I think it's just Arrow, actually. A lot of people love that show by CW, but it's usually very cheaply done, very mediocre picture quality and all that. And this movie so far, what we have seen, all the pictures, all the stills, all the posters, those 2 main trailers we got look very, very extremely cheap. The costumes, very cheap. I'm not looking forward to this movie, and I think it's gonna bomb, meaning it's gonna flop. I don't hope it, because Warner Bros. And DC Studios need a big success. Otherwise, they might cancel the future installments in this whole new thing. Speaking of that, we have something here into Superman's runtime is just over 2 hours long, but director James Gunn denies rumors that the studio stopped it from being longer. Zero truth to that. When a commenter replied, "Any truth to that, Warner Bros. Forced you to make it shorter?" Gunn wrote, "Zero truth to that. And they couldn't, even if that's something that they wanted to. It's a DC Studios film." Yeah, he's acting like the guys who put the money into the project have no saying. If Warner Bros. Publisher and producer, not solely, but big portion of the money comes from Warner Bros. Um, if they want it shorter and they want something to change drastically, they're gonna make it happen. Unless you have like a contract signed by both parties, mainly here 3 parties actually. So James Gunn, who is like in charge of the whole new DC universe, DC Studios, James Gunn, and Warner Bros. If they all sign to something, of course, Warner Bros. Can't just force it. But to pretend like they have no sayings is also silly, in my opinion. So it's going to be roughly about 129 minutes, a little bit over 2 hours, including the end credits and the post credits stuff. So maybe long enough, who knows? Other confirmed projects for the first wave of DC's new universe include the Aaron Peer starring Lanterns, which is in this movie too. And I think he looks stupid, this Lantern guy. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, a Clayface movie, and a new Batman project separate from Robert Pattinson's and Matt Reeves' own Batverse. Which I think that's also another good idea, to make another Batman figure. Maybe Ben Affleck might come back in this universe of James Gunn. I don't think so, but we got pretty much confirmed now that another Batman project is on its way, separated from Robert Pattinson's, which is weird. I think you're just overflooding the comic movie department this way. And we're getting superhero fatigue. I think that's why those movies might have a very, very rough year. Not only Superman, but Fantastic Four and whatever comes. Doomsday will be delayed. It was supposed to come this year, but it will be delayed. And I think it's going to be delayed even more, because it's going to be a big project, like 40 something big characters from the Marvel universe and all that stuff. So yeah, I hope Superman is going to be good, but it doesn't look good to me. Folsom is back, and thanks FP. Yeah, thanks FP for the gifted. Speaking of gifted, once more, down in the video description, all the links necessary to contact me and to donate. There's one link with a donation page. You have PayPal, you have Ko-fi, which is actually pretty nice to give me like $1 or $2 on Ko-fi, or Ko-fi, how some people call it. I call it Ko-fi because it's coffee, Spend me a coffee. And cryptos. So if you want to support me financially, that is your way. Best thing is just to follow the channel, to let it grow this way, and to show maybe Rumble that this channel is pretty nice and all that, right? I appreciate everybody being in the chat and following already. And of course, the rants. Having the last name of Cornsworth can't help things. Why not? I don't know anything about those actors, especially this new Superman movie. Lois Lane, the actress, I've seen at one point, for sure. And of course, the Lantern guy, but I don't remember their names and don't really care either. And that shouldn't matter. That shouldn't matter for a movie to be a success. Just saying. I hope it's gonna be a success. Corn sweat. Oh, corn sweat. Yeah, sounds a little bit. I don't want to think about it. Thank you, Archbajunk. Thank you for pointing out corn sweat. Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, which everyone thinks should be free, requires 95 of accessories and a 4K TV for 100% completion. I talked about this yesterday already. I showed my displeasing fucking character to the whole Nintendo Switch 2 stuff. Like having patches and having this game, this manual as an interactive game for $10 is not my liking. But yeah, it is what it is. But some fans already pointed out, some players already pointed out. So if you want to complete this interactive manual, which is a game pretty much for $10, you need some additional things with it. Nintendo's $10 Switch 2 minigame collection, the game that many fans believe should have been free, even non-super fans, even regular people, players, just regular players, normies maybe, think that it should be free too, requires you own at least $95 of accessories in order to complete 100%. I don't know why you want to complete it. Yeah, it's a game, but whatever. Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour is available today alongside the new console and offers a selection of miniature games and experiences designed to show off the new hardware. But this also includes mini-games designed to showcase the Switch 2 camera and the extra GL and GR buttons, which are not found on the standard Switch 2 Joy-Con, and instead require a charging grip or Pro controllers, which of course are sold separately. Yeah, we're gonna find out about the prices. Oh, and you will also need a 4K TV in case you don't already have one of those, or we're planning to only play your Switch 2 in handheld mode. I don't know why you would need a 4K, just so you have an achievement in the game. Connected to 4K. Something like that. 3 minigames require specific equipment, fans now report. With a camera needed to play one minigame, a controller with GL and GR buttons for another minigame, and a 4K supported screen needed for one minigame and a separate tech demo. Nintendo fans who want to see absolutely everything in Switch 2 Welcome Tour will therefore not only need to pay up the $10 cost of the game, but also $54.99 for a Switch 2 camera and either $39.99 for a charging grip or $84.99 for a Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller to use those GL and GR buttons. One useful PCA here is that the Switch 2 does support third-party cameras, so you could get hold of a USB-C webcam for cheaper. This was already reported like 2 weeks ago, maybe, that you can just connect a regular USB camera and it should work right away. You have to test it out how well, though, I guess. And it has maybe like minimum requirements, like it has to have at least 720p. So if you have like an old web camera with only VGA mode, probably not gonna work. We're gonna see, I assume. But while the Switch 2 does also support the Switch 1 Pro controller, this does not have the necessary GL/GR buttons. So you really will need to fork out separately for those. And thanks to tariffs, these now cost slightly more at launch than Nintendo originally announced. I just pointed that out, highlighted this phrase because I found it super stupid that IGN knows how the original price would have been, or if that was not the original price already of those tools and accessories you would have needed to buy for this interactive manual. Like a little side note, like Trump. It's Trump's fault you need to pay a little bit more. And I'm not even a Trump fucking fan, right? Many people know that. But to point this out, there is absolutely fucking stupid, retarded bull crap. And thanks to tariffs, these now cost slightly more at launch than Nintendo originally announced. There's no way this has anything to do with the tariffs. No fucking way. That's absolutely bullshit. I have no proof of either way, right? But it's just whatever, man. Whatever. And at the very end, earlier today, IGN reported on the issue of a damaged Switch 2 consoles due to retailers puncturing the console's thin box with staples. If you're buying a console with or without Welcome to, it's something to be aware of. Which, that's not a good thing. So supposedly those boxes are very thin and the console was too close to the box, and some retailers attached maybe some flyers, some information with staples on it, and threw the box and damaged maybe the screens or some shit. If that's the case, Nintendo needs to rethink their packaging. I would say. Yeah, if you want to talk to Tom Phillips from IGN, there is his Blue Sky social media contact. Blue Sky. Ah, retards. Yeah, that was pretty much the news. Not a lot. I mean, we had a lot of little small news, all of about the state of play stuff. All the links are down below. Like I said, you can also visit my webpage, switzerland.playit.com, which I just point everything else out there too. All the links, all the contacts, and all that stuff. And to show the state of play, you have the link there too, so you can check out everything you have missed. Maybe there's a Ninja Gaiden game. There is Neo 3, which was shown. So for people who are interested in everything, the links are there. I missed that middle bit. Can you start over? No, you're never doing that here. Also, I could have gotten a few more news, but we had not a lot of interesting stuff. Like I want to cover hardware stuff if possible, if there's hardware news, and I got some, meaning the controller, the fight stick, and the Switch 2 issue here about new controls, possibly new controllers with games with it. But overall, many game news in the sense of announcements and some release dates, but nothing of bigger impact for the gaming world in general. Ahoy, Mrs. Search, and we are gonna go pretty much already off. Can't even raid today because I got a little bit early off with everything. So, but I'm gonna be on GNG, just hanging out there. So if you want to talk to me, you can talk to me there or via the links, Gab, X, email address, which I usually see first every time. I usually see first every time. That's stupid. I usually see emails first. How about that? X, at least I check once a day there too. But email is the best thing to contact me. Discord links is down below. Element link. Element is very empty, but it's there if Discord for some reason once explodes or implodes or bans me or you have many means to contact me. That's my point. I thank everybody for being around. I hope you got some, I don't know, informative news for yourself. We're gonna see us tomorrow at least 10 a.m. Eastern for the last news of this week's Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. Thank you, FP, for the buck. Thank you for the gifted. Much appreciated. And follow the channel if you still haven't. Till next time. Take care. Have a good Thursday. And you're going to see a lot of Switch 2 gameplay today for sure. Not from me, but maybe FP. Maybe FP wants to show us something. I don't know. He didn't tell me if he got it today. If he told me, I must have missed it. And I'm sorry if I did. Have a good one, an angry good one. Bye, everybody.